and welcome to what has become a tradition here at Wood TV, Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams. We started putting together this special back in 1996 when a young Floyd Mayweather was competing in the Atlanta Games, and we've done it for every Summer Games since. In the next half hour, we're going to introduce you to the athletes with Michigan ties that'll be competing in Paris. One of them is Granville native Devin Booker. He's on the U.S. Olympic basketball team. For Booker, this will be his second Olympic appearance. He helped Team USA win a gold in Tokyo. I had a chance to go one-on-one with him in Las Vegas recently as he gets ready to try and win a second gold medal. Devin, back in the days when you were playing for the Storm, did you ever envision this kind of success?
I couldn't think that far at that time. I was just taking it step by step. Just a kid with a dream, and I still have that same mindset. So, it's an honor and a privilege to be here.
What's it like when that dream is exceeded? Because I'm assuming you've exceeded that dream you had back in the Storm days.
I just keep dreaming. I feel like I'm dreaming with my eyes open. So, yeah, I'm just, like I said, I take it day by day. I think once my career's over, it'll be a time that I can sit back and reflect and properly take in all these moments.
That last Olympic experience, NBA Finals, you show up and all of a sudden you're there. Really didn't get to work out with this team or practice with the guys. And there's no fans. How important was it for you to get a different Olympic experience than that one?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot because of those reasons. Empty gym, like you said, I want to be over there and have all the countries against us. Go through the mini camp with the guys, get to, test your talents against some of the best in the world in this gym here. And since being a part of the select team probably 8 to 10 years ago, and now to be actually representing the country, it's been a long time coming.
When you look around here and you see LeBron and Steph Curry, just the greatest names in basketball, and you're among them. What's that like looking around and knowing these are your teammates now?
It's hard to put the words. Like I said, it's something I'm going to have to look back on and watch all the videos and watch all the tapes because right now I'm just in it. I'm in it. I'm soaking up all I can, taking all the advice I can. I'm seeing how these guys move, how they operate, and, just learning bits and pieces.
What's the biggest thing you learned at the last Olympics with that team?
We have to do it together. It's not going to be easy. Like I said, a lot of people want to see us fail. We know that. So we're wearing USA across our chest proudly, and we're going to stand tall, and we're going to do what we have to do.
Buchanan native Hannah Roberts won a silver medal in Tokyo. She became the first American to medal in freestyle BMX. But a strange thing happened. Winning a medal did not bring her the joy you'd think it would. When you make your living doing this, you have no choice but to learn from your mistakes.
I think that this time around, no matter what I get, I'll end up being happier.
Hannah Roberts is getting ready to make her second Olympic appearance. She was the favorite in Tokyo, but a minor error on her last run cost her the gold.
I put so much pressure on myself to get the gold that when I didn't, it was just like, what do I do now? So I just sit with that for a little bit. I wasn't excited about it at all.
It took a couple of months to realize the silver is still an incredible accomplishment. And this time,
I'm more focused on the journey than the result, the outcome.
In many ways, the journey is the same. She still has to push herself to find the next big trick.
Man, I itch for it. That sounds crazy, but I'd purposely go to the session and I'm like, you know what, 1% better. And if I could do something that scares me, it's a solid day.
But the road to gold gets more difficult every year. Hannah is a 5-time world champion, yet she sees the gap closing.
Can't slack off. They're coming, man. And that's been helping a lot with just consistency. Just making sure I show up. Making sure I show up to ride, making sure I show up to the gym. Making sure that I don't get that 4th bowl of ice cream. Those 3 are hard to talk myself out of, but the 4th one I can always do that.
If she wins the gold in Paris, she can have as many bowls of ice cream as she likes. It'll certainly leave a better taste than Tokyo.
I don't remember anything from Tokyo. I just remember my run and then the second and the feeling that I had to sit with for a couple months. So taught me to just enjoy the journey.
journey's always better with ice cream. You know the old saying, never judge a book by its cover? Try that with 5'4" Elena Olsen, and she will absolutely crush you. And if you judge her by the sport she plays, she'll have you singing a different tune in no time. Elena Olsen has been wowing crowds from a young age. She was a featured soloist for the Grand Rapids Youth Orchestra and at Caledonia High School.
1, 2, 3, USA!
Nowadays, you'll find her wowing crowds on the pitch for the U.S. Women's Rugby Sevens team.
I get that all the time. They're like, oh, you're too sweet to play rugby.
Nobody says that after they play against Elena.
I know if you talk to my teammates, they don't think I'm sweet on the field. Like, I'm probably really annoying. And also I mean, that instinct of like, I want to win. Like, I want to win more than I can breathe.
She'll try and help the U.S. women's team win a medal in rugby for the first time. Like everything else she's accomplished, Elena's road to Paris has been filled with ups and downs. She was cut from the U.S. team that went to Tokyo.
It's just like a really strong rejection. And that's going to come in whatever sport you play, at whatever level you play, you're going to get rejection, and it's going to sting.
Elena considered moving on to something else, but that's not in her DNA.
We're all motivated, but it's still hard to wake up every day and be like, I want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to put more effort than I put in yesterday. It's hard to show up and do that every day.
But like she did when she mastered the violin, Elena made the decision to do that. And her hard work and determination has made her one of the best scrum backs in the world.
This doesn't happen all the time, but there are moments where like it's like perfect. Like you're playing and you're like, oh, I've been practicing that and I just did it exactly how I wanted it to be. And same on the field. And it's like these few like pure moments of joy where you're like, I have practiced to do that for so long and we just executed it perfectly.
For Elena, the payoff now is like a perfect bow stroke from her youth. And if all goes well in Paris, the song she longs to hear will be a catchy little tune from Francis Scott Key. Who knew West Michigan was such a rugby hotbed? Grand Haven High School alum Aaron Cummings will play for the men's rugby sevens team in Paris. Aaron started playing his senior year in high school. He went to Davenport to play football and rugby, but he fell in love with rugby and excelled. Now he's got an even bigger mission in mind.
I'm looking forward to winning. I don't care what shade of medal. Gold would be nice, of course, but I just want to leave a legacy, and I want my teammates who aren't going to be playing rugby anymore, to have a legacy. I think we win this medal, it lays the landscape for the next generation.
We've got to take our first break. When Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams continues, we'll introduce you to some track and field athletes from West Michigan that will compete in Paris. 2 discus throwers and a decathlete. Welcome back to Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams. When you ask who's the greatest athlete to come out of Kalamazoo, first name that comes to mind is Derek Jeter. But each Olympics, the winner of the decathlon is dubbed the world's greatest athlete. As Alec Giannakopoulos reports, there's a chance this year's winner could be from Kalamazoo.
TSA check. Track and field has taken decathlete Heath Baldwin all over the country. He's hoping his next stop is Paris.
And that's always been my goal.
Well, not always. His path to Paris started in Kalamazoo as a wide receiver, uninterested in track.
Obviously, knew what the sport was. I just had no desire to participate in it.
But his track coach, Simon Calomides, had a desire to bring him on.
I got talked into taking the track job there and started to recruit him to join the team.
What was your pitch? Do you remember?
Which one? It was not an easy sell.
But one of those pitches worked, and it changed Heath's life.
Well, he kind of just convinced me to give it a shot, and then it's probably one of the best things I've done.
The success didn't come immediately, but by his senior season, he was winning state titles.
Kind of just fell in love with it as I went. I love the competitive nature of it. and just competing head-to-head with people.
That newfound passion followed him to East Lansing, where this spring he shattered a school and conference decathlon record. But that was just the beginning.
Heath Baldwin, the 23-year-old from Kalamazoo, Michigan, has just won.
He had a personal best day in Oregon, earning first place in the decathlon and qualifying for Paris.
I still think there's a lot more on the table. Felt great to finally do what I knew I could do. But I think that's just the beginning of what we're going to do this year, hopefully.
When there's 10 events to train for and only 7 days a week, Heath swaps shoes and trains for multiple events a day. A lot of work for someone who didn't want to join the track team in high school.
I feel like that's what a lot of people miss. You got to find a way to come to practice excited every day with different goals of what you want to do, or else you're just going to end up going through the motions every week. So that's why I feel like I really get people's on all those small things.
Paris will offer a unique challenge to Heath. He's very young in a pool of the world's best decathletes. But the man who first knew Heath had this potential says one thing: don't count him out.
There's a look about a dude in his eyes, and Heath has that look that, he's ready, and I don't think there's any stage that's too big for Heath.
For discus thrower Alex Rose, this Olympic cycle is vastly different than Tokyo. His focus has shifted from preparing for the games to having a better balance in his life, and it's working. For an Olympic athlete with a career and a family, life is one big, delicate balancing act.
There's a lot that goes into performing well.
That's something Alex has learned with experience. There you go. Before the Tokyo Games, he took a sabbatical from work. His wife Samantha became the family breadwinner so he could train full-time. Then COVID hit, and 6 months turned into more than a year.
It slowly snowballed into the, this looming threat over my shoulder, like, hey, COVID delayed how long you're going to work. COVID delayed the time frame for you taking this break in your life. And it definitely was intimidating.
COVID also meant his family couldn't travel to Tokyo to watch him compete in his second Olympics. Like so many athletes, Alex struggled with them not being there. His goal was to make the Olympic discus final. That didn't happen.
There's a certain moment when you're competing in the qualification or the final or whatever throw it is, where your stomach just sort of sinks and you're like, oh man, I don't think I can do this. I don't know if I'll have that throw today to get to the next step or place where you want to. And it is just so comforting to see my family in the stands.
Fast forward to 2024, and Alex's preparation for the Paris Games is drastically different. He's back at work and busier than ever.
Yeah, your weight.
Especially since the arrival of his son, Aleki. Now, instead of training full-time, he finds a field to throw his discus during his lunch break. And gets in his lifts after Aleki goes to bed.
Having Aleki, my son, is definitely a net positive on my training. When I have to go out and sneak away an hour, and I know I'll get back right before his bedtime, I'm thinking about that when I'm lifting or throwing. I have to make those reps count because I'm missing the most important time on the world, which is spending with my family.
His wife, sister, and mother will all be in Paris to watch him compete this time. Unlike 3 years ago, he's got a perfect balance heading into the biggest meet of his life. And thanks to fatherhood, he's also got a fresh new perspective.
It changes everything. And I think in that regard, it made me realize that although the Olympics is incredible and there's nothing else like it, I'm trying to throw a metal plate as far as I can against other people. I'm not saving lives out here.
Alex often makes the short drive to Portage to throw with Andrew Evans, who will make his second Olympic appearance. After missing out on the Tokyo Games, you might say Andrew has something special brewing. When you're the best basketball player in the United States, you sign 9-figure deals and spend your off-season cashing endorsement checks. It's a different story for two-time national champion discus thrower Andrew Evans.
It's definitely a passion project.
It has to be to get to the level he has. Before he throws, he still has to sweep out the ring, measure measure out his target and then collect his own discs afterward.
I think some of my success this year has come from the fact that I stopped putting so much stock in all of those things I wish I could have had. As soon as I got that out of my head that I needed all that, and I needed a coach, and I needed this and that, I felt like I took more accountability over my own success, and it's helped a lot.
Success has come and gone since Andrew graduated from Portage Northern High School. He was a two-time SEC champion at the University of Kentucky and made his first Olympic team in 2016 when he was just 25. But life threw him a curveball, and he disappeared from the competitive scene. Watching the Tokyo Games from his couch, that was difficult.
To end an athletic career like that would have I think would have bugged me probably for the rest of my life. So I wanted to make sure that I got back and got some of these things checked off that I had thought about.
So he moved back home to Michigan and started throwing again. He also got a job working with his best friend, Rob Hopkins, at Wax Wings Brewery.
He works a full-time blue-collar job. It's hard work. You're tired. To be able to account for any window of training in addition to what he does here, you have to be extremely motivated just to even find the energy to apply yourself.
Andrew wears a lot of hats at Wax Wings, but his main job is brewing beer. He loves the science that goes into creating an IPA, like the Comeback Kid, which they rolled out just in time for the Paris Games. What do you get more pleasure out of, a great throw or seeing somebody drink something you just brewed and just go, oh, that's fantastic?
That's a toss-up. I don't know. We'll see how the Olympic beer release goes, because that one I kind of had my hands on. So, yeah, it's rewarding in both senses.
All right, we have 3 other Michigan athletes that'll compete in track and field in Paris. Hobbs Kessler, we covered him in the high school state finals 3 years ago. Now he's qualified for both the 800 and 1500 meters. Grant Fisher is headed to his second Olympics and bidding to become the first American to medal in a distance race on the track since 1964. Fisher qualified for the 5 and 10,000 meters, while White Lake hurdler Grace Stark qualified for the 100-meter hurdles. She won an NCAA championship in Florida this season. We've got to take another break. Still to come on Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams. The University of Michigan will be well represented in Paris, but that's nothing new in the Summer Games. Welcome back to Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams. Each Games brings us a breakout star. In Athens, it was Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky in London, Simone Biles in Rio. One of the athletes to keep an eye on in Paris, University of Michigan standout gymnast Frederick Richard. If he performs above expectations, fans are going to flip over him.
1, 2, 3, go, man!
If everything goes according to Fred Richards' plan, you're going to hear his name a lot this summer.
The goal isn't to make the Olympics. The goal is to win gold medals at the Olympics.
Fred is a master showman, which shouldn't surprise anyone that knows him. He was already doing tricks when he was still in the crib.
I didn't even know I did that until I was 8 or 10 and someone showed me that picture and I was like, huh, I would do that, yeah.
Now people are asking, how does he do that? Last summer, Fred won the all-around bronze at the World Championships in Belgium. He was only 19 at the time.
So I feel like a lot of people's dreams are get gold at this Olympics or do this success, but I feel like those are stepping stones. I feel like my biggest goal is kind of to change the sport. I want to bring way more people to the sport. I want the sport to be, seen on the level of other big sports like basketball, football.
To do that, Fred and his social media team release a steady stream of videos on TikTok and Instagram. He's got over 500,000 followers, and some of his videos, like when he challenged Simone Biles to a Who Does It Better contest, go viral. Did you see a jump in the number of followers when you released that one?
Yeah, I saw 10 to 20,000 jump in followers, millions of views.
If he makes the Olympic team and medals, those numbers will certainly grow.
I think it would be huge also because I know how to milk things, and so I'll probably be the most entertaining Olympic athlete at the competition, at the Olympics.
In the meantime, he'll continue to push his creative limits in competition and in front of the camera. Where do you come up with the content? Where do the ideas come from?
Okay, when I'm at Michigan, I jump in the pit in the gym. It's dark down there, and I'm just there with my thoughts for 30 minutes. It's just a brainstorm session, and I just think of some crazy stuff.
Fred says the foam pit helps ease the pain in his body. It feels like a gentle hug. Richard will be joined by two of his Michigan teammates. Lace Najjar competes for Syria, and Paul Judah will join Richard on Team USA. There will be 5 University of Michigan wrestlers competing for medals in Paris, and they'll be representing 3 different countries, including both heavyweights for Team USA. Adam Kuhn is from Fowlerville, competes in Greco-Roman. Former NCAA champion Mason Paris, freestyle heavyweight. Miles Amines, the only Michigan wrestler ever to win an Olympic medal. He competes for San Marino. Austin Gomez for Team Mexico. And this is Stevan Micic, our reigning world champion. He competes for Syria.
When I came in and maybe some days I didn't feel like being here, I was having an off day, like having somebody else that's doing the same thing and they bring the energy, it gives you a lot more to look forward to coming into the room.
We can all build off each other's energy. We can all encourage each other. You know, when we're having hard days, we can lift each other up. So, you know, it's just awesome.
It feels like we have our own Olympic team here in Ann Arbor.
And there's a Wolverine on the U.S. women's field hockey team. Abby Tamer, she's taking an Olympic redshirt year and has certainly made the most of it. Tamer scored the game-winning goal for Team USA that earned them this spot in Paris. We've got to take one last break. When Olympic Hopes, Gold Dreams continues, we'll show you which West Michigan athletes you can follow in the upcoming Paralympic Games. We're moments away from opening ceremonies. First, meet 18-year-old Ann Arbor native Zach Hammer earned a spot on the U.S. speed climbing team, one of the fastest, craziest events in the Olympics. He earned a spot by scaling the wall in just over 5 seconds. Shortly after the Olympics end, the Paralympics begin. Some of the most inspirational athletes in the world from West Michigan. Grand Haven's Evan Medell going to try and win his 2nd medal in para-taekwondo. Greenville's Tyler Marin will compete in his 5th Paralympics in goalball. He's already got 2 medals. And Kate Brim makes her Paralympic debut on the U.S. cycling team. So now you know who to root on. Make sure you watch the Olympics here on Wood TV 8.